Hello grade 9 students! Welcome to our new lesson about momentum and impulse. These are the questions to be answered in this video lesson. 1. What is momentum? 2. What is impulse? 3. How to solve for momentum and impulse? And lastly, how do impulse and momentum affect collision of objects? Momentum can be defined as mass in motion. It has two components, the mass, or how heavy the object is, and the velocity, or how fast the object is moving. Thus, momentum is equal to mass times velocity. In formula form, P is equal to mv. Let's have three cars for example. Car 1 has a mass of 15 kilograms. Multiplied to its velocity, which is 0 meter per second, its momentum is 0 kilogram meter per second. Car 2 is also 15 kilograms and has a mass of 10 meter per second. When you multiply it, you will get 150 kilogram meter per second. Car 3 is also 15 kilograms, which has a velocity of 20 meter per second. When you multiply it, you will get 300 kilogram meter per second. Based on the previous examples, we can say that momentum is directly proportional to mass and velocity. Means that as the mass and velocity of an object increases, the momentum also increases, and vice versa. Let's move on to impulse. It is a term that quantifies the overall effect of a force acting over time. It also has two components, the force acting upon the object and the time or how long the force is being applied. Therefore, the formula for impulse is force times time, or simply I is equal to Ft. Let's take a look at this example. Find the impulse when a 20 kilogram mass has been pushed by a 20 Newton force for 35 seconds. Using the formula I is equal to Ft, simply multiply 120 newtons to 35 seconds and you will get the impulse of 4,200 Newton second. From that example, we can say that impulse is a change in momentum. Impulse is directly proportional to the force and time. The higher the impulse, the higher the change in momentum. Now, let's know the relationship between momentum, impulse, and collision. Let us consider a cargo truck with a mass of 10,000 kilograms, traveling at a velocity of 40 kilometers per hour, and a small car with a mass of 2,000 kilograms, traveling at the same velocity. If the two vehicles suddenly lose their brakes and crash against the brick wall, which do you think would be more damaging? The truck will receive greater damage because of its mass. It has a larger momentum. Next, which of the two vehicles will be more difficult to stop? The lighter one or the heavier one? The heavier one is more difficult to stop. This is because it possesses a greater momentum, which depends on an object's mass and velocity. Let's have another example. Consider the two identical cars having the same mass. Car A is traveling at 80 km per hour, while car B is traveling at 30 km per hour. Which of the two cars would be more difficult to stop and has more momentum? Car A, being faster, is more difficult to stop. It has more momentum. After the discussion, these are the points to remember. Momentum is defined as mass in motion. Momentum is the product of mass and velocity of an object. Momentum has a formula of P is equal to mv. Impulse is a change in momentum. Impulse is the product of force applied and time. It has a formula of I is equal to Ft. The greater the momentum, the greater the impulse needed to change its motion, and vice versa. Lastly, objects with greater momentum will have greater damage when collision occurs. I hope you learned something from this video lesson. Thank you for watching.